Hi everyone, welcome back to BB's World. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Okay, so today is very special. As you can see, I have ordered a wig from WigDealer. Let's get into it. The wig is in the bag. That's an oil spray that you put on your hair prior to installing your wig, 2 caps, and the band. How nice is this packaging? So this is the Indian Curly HD Invisible Lace Front. As you can see, this wig is so beautiful. I actually had finger combed this wig previously, and that's why the patterns of the curls don't align. But I just wanted to show you all here how beautiful and raw this hair was. The structure of this wig is amazing. As you can see, there's the bra strap that comes in the wigs, the comb, and then this extra black bra strap, fire. This wig came pre-plucked, bleach knots, but as you can see, I have all my products ready to go to not only bleach the knots, but tone the knots. So here you see me combing back the hair, getting it ready to go ahead and bleach. And I mixed some of the 30 volume developer as well as the quick blue package that you're going to see soon. And I used all of the quick blue package. And for the developer, I don't measure. I just look to see how much I'm pouring, and I start with a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. And all you have to do is use a little bit, mix it, see the consistency of the product. And if you need to thin it out a little bit more, you add more. If you like the consistency, you do not add any more 30 volume developer. So I'm mixing away, mixing away, mixing away. Usually I use the applicator brush, but here I'm going to use a plastic knife, and I'm going to take that mixture and go ahead and start spreading it across the entire frontal. And as you can see, the consistency is really thick, which I like because I do not want any of that bleach to run through the knots. And I continuously do that throughout the whole entire frontal. Something very important to remember, you always want to make sure that you apply this product on evenly and as swiftly as possible so your processing time can be equal amongst the different parts of your wig. I know sometimes when you take your time, you're like, that's the best, but at the same time, that part that you've already applied product on is processing, and now your other parts have to catch up. All the product is on. You can see that it's even and all of the knots are covered. I didn't go all the way up to the top of the lace because that will be cut off. And then you're going to go ahead and flip that bad boy down and cover it with the foil for processing. All right, about after 15 minutes of processing, I went through, checked and see if any bleach ran through on the hair, lifted it up so I could show you all, pulled some of that hair up just to make sure that that bleach is not getting on any of the hair. And then you can see I washed that out, and look how pretty that is. But I do want to show you and point out to you all, you can see the knots are bleach, but you can also see that orange, ugly type of color, which we do not like. I'm going to show you in a second how to correct that. We have bleached the knots. Now it's time to tone and get that ugly orange out. I took 30 volume developer as well as Wella 50 and mixed those two. And I only used just half of the bottle because we're only toning the frontal, not the entire wig. Therefore, I didn't need a whole bottle for the product. All right, I don't know who, what, where, when, and why I have been sleep on this method of toning the knots. But hey, the secret is out. I'm here to share with y'all, and y'all might be ahead of me, but let me tell you something. This right here is a game changer. I should have been doing this a long time ago. So let's just make sure we whip, 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 whip it. Like you can see, make sure the consistency is thick enough to go ahead and spread across that frontal. And you're gonna apply just like you did the bleach. Go ahead and go across the entire frontal. Make sure you cover all of those knots. And we are gonna get rid of this orange, honey. I don't know if y'all can see what I can see, but bippity boppity boop, that orange is out of there, honey. No games. Look at that. Flip that baby over for like 10 minutes. Back on that foil, let it process for about a good 10. And then we're gonna go ahead and wash that on out. And watch this. Look how good this looks. You can see there's no orange, but look at that. Voila. All right, now that we washed that toner out, it is time to dye the hair. So I'm using one and only Argan Oil Permanent, and this color is 6G. It's a dark golden blonde, and I used 3 bottles of this. At first I started with 2, as you can see here, and I used my Ion 30 volume developer and mixed. And I went ahead and took that wig and put it into the bucket, as you'll see in a little bit. But here is the first round, and then of course I added 1 more bottle, so that would make 3 bottles of that with the 30 volume developer. Of course I put a little bit more volume developer in there once I added the 3rd bottle, and I went through thoroughly and put it all throughout the wig. I know some of y'all are probably thinking, why is she using a bucket versus putting it on a wig head? I did not feel like it. This was faster in my eyes at this moment in time, and it worked perfectly. And I made sure that every strand was coated with that product. I told y'all, I got that color all up in that wig. Now I'm covering it with some foil to go ahead and speed up the process time. About an hour and 45 minutes later, this is the wig. I actually did lift the foil off of it midway for processing, and this is the wig washed out. As you can see, it is a brown, which that's what I wanted, and it's a little bit darker that it's wet, but it is not black like how it was when we first pulled the wig out of the box. Beautiful. No orange, the knots are bleached, the color took so well. And I'm gonna put in some Texture ID foam, wrap foam. You can use any wrap foam that you like, but I usually put this on after I've washed and conditioned not only my wigs, but my hair. And the wrap foam just helps bring the pattern back into the hair and moisture. So next day, this is the hair dried. Of course, it still was a little wet, but look how beautiful that is. Boom, look at that, honey. That scalp is scalping like we are in there like swimwear. And the brown is perfect. Like everything came out so perfect. I'm just so happy with this look. All right, so as you can see, I had just took some water in my spray mist bottle and I sprayed around the hairline because we are about to pluck this hairline just a little bit. Not too much, we don't need that much, but I wanted to wet that so we can go ahead and get into this plucking. So I start with whatever side I'm comfortable with at the time. Clearly, you can see I was going to do the right side. I wanted to show you all how I pluck. So I, of course, separated the frontal area where the baby hairs usually sit at. And this wig, when I tell you is already pre-plucked, you do not have to do much. Like, if I really wanted to, I could have just took that wig out of the box and put it on my head without having to pluck. But as you can see here, I'm just going to show you how I pluck just a little bit more out of the hairline because I want it to look really natural and customized to my hairline. So I pluck and then skip some hair, pluck again, skip some hair, pluck again. So I'll show you all how much hair I pluck. Now, there's so many techniques to plucking, but for me, it's easier when I pluck and then I start plucking a little bit further back from where I started. So instead of me just plucking one section, then I have to part again and then pluck again. I pluck and start coming back a little bit further, if that makes sense. So here I'm doing the same steps. I'm just going a little bit further back into that actual frontal and plucking some more. And of course, there's no right or wrong way to pluck, but what you do not want to do is pluck holes into your frontal. You do not want to over pluck, and now you have bald spots. Look at that frontal. As you can see, that front part is not as dense. I don't know anybody whose hairline is super dense in the front. So clearly, I am doing a fabulous job. If you follow the techniques that I am doing, your frontal will come out the same. And I am doing pluck some in one area, skip some hair, pluck to the next in that same row. So you're creating ridges and you're creating depth within the hairline, which is very important because you do not want a solid straight hairline. It does not look natural. And I did not pluck overly excessive. As I once said, this wig already came pre-plucked. All right, pluck away on both sides. I used the wax stick, made sure it guided me to see how much I've plucked, where to stop, and I loved how this came out. Honestly, I'd rather pluck more hair out than to get a wig that is less dense and you're unable to customize it to your likings. And soon you will see the final results. And when I tell you, baby, I haven't even laid this wig down yet, honey. I haven't even did the final touches to the wig, nor plucked the middle part. And look at that.